guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the nail set I will be showing you. Now, disclaimer, this video is not the greatest quality. I did record this in a different area of what I'm used to doing. So right here, the picture you saw is a lot more clear. I did do a little bit of lighting effect on it to make it a lot more brighter so you can actually see the detail to it. This is one of my friends that came to do her nail set. It is going to be dip nails, clear dip nails with gel polish. And like I said previously, it's not my normal setting where I do nails, so I don't have my lighting, and we went off of just daylight. As the time went on, the sun went away, so it's a little bit more on the darker side, but I really try to enhance it without fully messing up with the video quality. As well as I did have my camera recording above, and it was a little bit farther. I didn't zoom it in. I totally forgot to zoom it in, so that's why it's a little bit more grainy than my usual videos, because I had to crop it and zoom in on my editing app to be able to get a closer look. So I do apologize for that, but I still think this video is going to give a lot of details, and hopefully you do enjoy it, so keep watching. Right now I am just pushing back her cuticles with my straight cuticle pusher, and as you know, this is one of my cuticle pushers that I do offer on my Etsy shop, listed down below on this video, as well as a few more items that I will be telling you guys about. Now, she does work very hard on her hands. She uses her hands a lot, and then you do see some glue residue still on her nails from previous nails. She does use a lot of press-on nails, and she has been using a lot of press-on nails, and she took them off I think a day or two before she came to see me for this appointment, so there was still a lot of glue on there, and I just push back your cuticles first, and then you'll see me. I will do this whole process of going in with the cuticle bit, as well as clean off her nails with the regular nail file gently, and trying to keep the length as long as possible, but making sure that all her nails are the same or close to the same length. She was very anxious because she was so sad that her nails was so long, but some of them broke off, so some of them are a little bit shorter than others. But like I told her, that if she wanted me to keep them all the same length, I would have to go low on the longer ones. And some of them I actually didn't go as short as I needed to be exactly the same, just because I saw how sad she was getting from how short her nails were becoming. So I wanted to save them as much as possible, but to still look like they go together, even though some of them were just a tad bit longer. So we just try to preserve, to always listen to your customer and try to do what's best and what fits best for them, even if it doesn't 100% go. You know, a lot of people do, I was doing a lot of videos, and a lot of other people do videos, and if the video is not 100% detailed or exactly the same length or the same shape in the nails, some people might not upload them, or some people might criticize that. I honestly don't care about that. I just want to make sure that the customer is happy and it's exactly what they want. And even if it's not 100% what we're used to seeing online, it is that the customer is happy with the results. So that's what I was going for. Like I told her, I'm just going to record this. She said, are you sure? Because it's going to be a little off, because that's the length. I want to keep the longest possible, and some of them are going to be a little shorter. And the shape as well, I convinced her to do a squoval shape. She wanted it to do a little bit more of a square, but I told her that by rounding off the corners, it really will help out to not break, and it'll be better for her work wise. You know, if I wanted the nails to look a lot more slimmer and sleek, I would definitely do a nice sharp square, or I would even do oh my god, a coffin. I couldn't think of the word. A coffin shape, or even add a little bit more acrylic on there or something like that. But like I said, I just went off of what I thought personally was best. Yes, I know I talk a lot. So here I'm just going in with my bit that I also have from my Etsy shop, and I'm just cleaning off, preparing the nails for her application process. And I did remove all that gunk and glue left over on her nails, and towards the end I do give her a brush, and she does go wash her hands after I put some cuticle oil on, to make sure anything under, any debris under the nails, or just to clean the fingers really well, so when I do the picture and video towards the end, it does come out really nice and cleaned and ready to be filmed. And as you previously just saw, I just used the file to gently remove anything that was left over on the nail bed. Now I'm just going to shape the sides and the free edge to make sure it is exactly what I think fits best for her. I do go in there with the nail clipper for those nails that are a little bit longer, just to file it down. As you can tell in the video, she is very hesitant to go lower because it takes her a very long time to grow her nails. And I was totally understanding, so I did keep some of them just a little bit longer, like I previously said. But I do go, when I go on the next hand, which is her left hand, when I start working on her left hand, I do go back into the right hand and make sure that the fingers are as close as possible matching wise, and just making sure that she's satisfied and happy with the results. Now I'm gonna go in with my nail bit, and this one is for the cuticle area. This is great for dry skin, any cuticle, any hangnails, anything underneath the nail, around the nail, any dry skin. I don't necessarily use this for the nail bed. This is more for the skin around the nail. It just helps remove anything so that you don't have to use nippers. I have previously talked about this in all my videos, and I will keep talking about it because it is amazing. This is from Y.E.D, so I definitely recommend this, and this is what I'm going to be using just to clean off for cuticle area and soften everything else up and get it ready. I did just use some alcohol and a napkin, and I dehydrated all her nails. You can definitely go back and dehydrate the hand that you have not worked on if it's over 30 minutes, just to make sure the natural oils from the nail plate do not come right back out. And then I am using the Mia Secret clear acrylic. It is just regular acrylic that I will be using. And then I am using the iGel Beauty base glue. I did change the brush, as you will see, and I only went about 3/4 of the nail plate, left a little space between the cuticle area and the place where I placed it, just because I'm only doing 2 layers here. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm doing 2 very thin layers of dip, and then I'm going to go in with gel. I didn't want to create too much because I am going to go in with a gel base, and it is almost like a builder base that gives strength to the nail, so there's no need for me to do more than 2 layers of dip. So that's what I'm doing here, and I do the free edge. You want to make sure you do the free edge, just because it helps with strength, and if she hits her nails, it really fully holds on and grips on the nail. So I am using a pipette. These are amazing. These you can honestly get anywhere. Amazon, you can get it at any medical store. They're really inexpensive on eBay, and they work really great for dip. I only grab a certain amount, put it in this container, and use it per client. I haven't had the need to do dipping, like actually dip the finger into powder, whether it's the same powder or not. I never use the same powder for another client, but I haven't had the need to do that because I love this method. It's so relaxing. It's more comfortable for me. It just feels right. Any leftover acrylic, I put it on the side for sample, for to test, to practice, to do any stuff myself with any other mannequin hands or nail tips. I don't use it on other clients. I don't use it on myself at all. So I don't like to just throw things away. If I'm going to play around and mess around, I definitely save that container. I have one on the side where I just dump the stuff I play with, and I have a specific brush that I use just to play with off camera, just to zone out, find out colors, see what I like, stuff like that. So that's something you can definitely do. But I do just, I don't know, it's just something about the pipette, you know. And I had told her about it, and she saw it, and she was like, well, this is different. I'm used to dipping my finger in a container. And I'm like, I don't know, it just, for me personally, the times that I've tried it, I feel like it sometimes pushes the glue, moves the glue, or leaves some lumps. That's all personal preference, of course, but I really do enjoy this method. It's so soothing just to see it go down and hit the nail. But it also just, it's nice, something different, of course. But I did change the brush, as you can see the brush on the nail glue. The other one was kind of feathering, very fluffy, so I had to put it in some glue cleaner so that I can make sure that it's as flat as possible, the brush itself, to be able to apply really good. And I let this dry, and then I brush off any excess in there, and then I will go in with the second layer. And I did not put any activator yet because these are very, very thin layers, and it's only going to be 2, so I'll do it towards the end. And this layer I will get in as close as possible to the cuticle without touching the skin around the nail or the cuticle itself. And I do cap it, as you see, and I will do this to all the nails, and then I will use the activator to set it and dry it. And here we are just looking at different colors. She did like these two colors on that nail set, so I was just trying to get the white, exactly the white she wanted, and that taupey beautiful color that she wanted. We did find it, so thankfully it's exactly the color she wanted. She wanted some sort of detail on one of the nails, possibly on two of the nails, so that's what we were going for. On two of the white ones to put some sort of black detail, whether it's flowers, leaves, lace, or something. And throughout the process, we already knew one of the designs for the nails, but we were still trying to figure out the second design. And here I'm just using my nail bit to go ahead, and this is a medium grit cone shape nail bit, and this is just to make sure that there's no lumps, no imperfections in the acrylic, so when I do apply the gel polish, it comes out really nice and even. There's no lumps or bumps or unevenness, and you can definitely see that when you do put gel polish on top or regular polish. You can see any imperfections, whether it's acrylic gel, whatever you use underneath, you can see it. So I wanted to make sure that it is as smooth and clean as possible in getting the surface ready to apply the gel. And now I am just going to go back in and re-get that shape. So just shape it again, the sidewalls, the free edge, just to make sure that the shape is as sharp as possible. Gel does tend to be a little bit more on the thick side than regular polish, so it will give added bulk, if you want to say that. It will add a little bit of it. So if you add it too thickly or too many layers, it can sort of take away from the shape. So I wanted to make it as sharp as possible, so that way when I do apply the gel polish, it comes off really nice. I'm also buffing. Anything underneath her nails was a little bit sharp, so I wanted to remove the sharpness from underneath. Excuse my face, my glasses, my eyeballs, they come out on the screen. I was getting a lot closer to her hand because I wanted to make sure. Now this is the base coat that I'm going to be using. I'll link it down below. It is more of a thicker consistency gel base. This is what is used for those what are they called? They're like press-on nails, to be able to do the press-on tips on there. So it's a little bit more thicker, so it is great for structure. So I could have just done the nails with this, but she specifically wanted dip underneath, and then she wanted this to secure it. Because I did tell her about it, I can add this plus the gel. It would really make it strong, and it still will be very thin. She wanted the most natural looking nails without it being bulky, because I did also recommend acrylic overlay on top, but she did not want that. So I told her I can do this as a base. Not only will it help grip the gel polish, which is not necessary, the gel polish will adhere to the dip base, but I did this for structure purposes. And it will also give an extra assurance that the gel polish will stick on a lot better, especially if you make sure that you cap the free edge and you really get the full nail with the space. So that is what I'm doing. And with this one, I really do recommend, as well as with gel polish, to do a slow timer on your lamp. So if there is a timer that can slowly, gradually get that strength heat up, then I would recommend that, so that they don't get no heat waves or anything like that. So that is what I did after I applied this very lightly. Now I am going to be very zoomed in, and it is going to be a little grainy, and I too apologize for that. I was all up in the camera. This was literally right above. I forgot that I was even recording. I was so zoned in, and you can see my face. And if I leave it wide open, you will literally see all my hair and just everything right above the camera, and it'll take the focus away from the nail. So I wanted to zoom in a little bit just so you can see. This is a taupey color. It's a really beautiful color. I do apologize again for the quality of this video. I will try my best to be more attentive and pay more attention to that. But I'm gonna do both her pinky and her index finger in this beautiful taupey color. I do 2 thin layers of this, and then I top coat it 2 times to make sure I secure that color in there and that there's no chipping, and that it lasts as long as possible. As well as her thumb will also be this color. Now her ring finger and her middle finger will be white, and I only do 1 layer of the white base coat. It is from iGel Beauty. It is a beautiful white base coat. Oh my god, I cannot talk. It is a beautiful white gel polish color, and it only needed 1 coat. On top of that, I was already planning to do either, I was going to do foil or the sticker or the water decal, and I did end up doing the water decal and the foil. So if you know about nail art, you know that after layers of either the base and then the design and then the top coat, it tends to get bulky or can get bulky. So I wanted to eliminate that by just doing 1 color of the white, which is already extremely pigmented, and thankfully it fully covers in 1 coat. So that is what I did. Then I did the design, and then I top coated them each 2 times. If you have never worked with art decals, water decals, I am going to dehydrate the nail. This is right on the color after I have cured the color. There's nothing else to it, but just dehydrating it with some alcohol to make sure that there's no sticky or residue and it's completely dry. I put the decal in water. I separate it from the back part of it, and then I will use some pliers. Be extremely gentle. It sticks to itself and it folds extremely quickly. Most of the time, once you lay it down, that's just where it's gonna be. So you wanna be very, very careful, not fully laying it down until you're sure that's where it's gonna go. And then once you do, you gently pat it. Yes, your oils from your natural nail will get on it, but if you let it fully dry, then you can go on and work with the nail. The second one, I did end up doing some foil, and I did the foil base on there. I will also have a link to my storefront for Amazon, and the foil gel that's on there is the one that I used here. It works great. When you do have white polish, it does tend to go yellow for the first 10-15 minutes, and then after that it'll go right back to being clear. It just does. I don't understand why. I freaked out at first because I was doing wedding nails, and I freaked out because I was like, it's the first time I'm using this. Why is it going yellow, or why did it have a yellow tone? But it just went away. It's just, I'm assuming it's a heat thing. When it goes in the lamp, it's just what happens. So I put it in the lamp for 30 seconds, put one layer of this gel on it, and then put the foil right on top. I rub it in, massage it all the way around, making sure the heat fully transfers everything off, everything's out. And my customer was looking at her nails. She was getting in the camera too. We were both just right up in there in the camera. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta put the camera a lot lower and put our faces a lot more separated. After that, once everything's fully dry, for that water decal, I just go in with a napkin and I do tap it to make sure there's no water left over before I seal it, or else that will peel with time, so you want to make sure. And then I go in there with 2 top coat layers. This is going to be the end of my video. I know the lighting is horrible, but I really tried to balance the light out in the editing app so that you can see it a lot better. Like I said, the timing was off. It was really late, but I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below. Keep an eye out for more videos. Let me know what you want to see, and thanks for watching.